wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? This country would grind to a halt and no a thing would grow if it wasn't for the workers in their wellies. Wellies, they're wonderful, oh wellies, they're swell, if it wasn't for your wellies.
Welcome back to our family dairy farm, where we share a behind the scenes look at a real working farm. Joe gets the mower going on the new Holland tractor. Foundations are poured, calves are fed, cows are milked.
Tuesday morning, the 5th of August, just about 6:30. Sun rising, cows coming in. Main road back to its busyness after the bank holiday weekend. Significant drop in temperature this morning, so there is. We're down to about 9 or 10 degrees, I'd say. We'll check the gauge now, or check the thermometer when we go up to the parlour. Very friendly cow. There you go. Come on. Come on, 59. Come on. Come on. Have some help getting in the cows this morning. I was on hand helping this morning, volunteered last night. Reckons it got cold just because she was coming out. Cow's been extremely lazy this morning, so I was up there hunting them out. Going down for their last grazing in the football field, they're not overly keen. Loads of grass. 8:30, cows done and out. Going for some breakfast. Last break in the paddock for the calves. Happy out. So when we're moving them back to the yard now, we will pull out the 2B. There's 2 red whiteheads. That's a short on cross lady there, 28-26. There's 3 Belgian blues in it, I think maybe. So there's 5 or 6, maybe a bit more. We'll pull them out. They'll be going back into the house. They get their bit of grass for now.
Hello. Look at what I have done. Ignore that. And also that. But I'm getting quite close to finishing power washing all this. Just, I have to get that part cleaned up, this part done, get all this done here, and that. Now that I look over it all, I don't think I'm gonna get this done today. I might get done tomorrow or maybe even later.
So a load of concrete coming in for the foundations of the calf shed. Pushing on this morning. Boys in early, have it marked out and foundations dug. And the last of our 300 bales that we bought has been delivered. The first load is dropped in there now this morning, so 44 bales coming today. It's all go. With the dites warming up, Oscar's getting on really well at the pressure washing. Today probably is finish him. So checking the Heifers and Willie. They're after mincing through their grass in the calf park. About 3 days ahead of schedule. Definitely 2 anyway. There is a bit of a pick left, but they're giving out a bit. It's alright girls, just clean it off a little bit more and we'll get you moved then, okay? Everyone in good form? Yeah? Good. So Winnie, I think is what we're calling her Wagyu heifer with the horns. She likes to scratch, but obviously these things are lethal, so need to be very careful. She might walk up behind you and pretend to scratch and you'd have one of them yokes biking into your back. Be careful, girl. Thursday morning, cows coming in. Very overcast, cloudy morning. Haven't checked the forecast. Obviously there's rain on the way. Morning everyone, Thursday morning, the 7th of August, about 7:15 or so, cows in the yard here now, milking time. Yeah, just an update on things. It was a mad busy morning here yesterday morning. I had levelled off the last of the hardcore etc. crushed concrete out there on the calf shed site. Clive was in then early yesterday. It felt like you're only here 5 minutes and there was concrete lorry pulled into the yard. So they got the calf shed marked out, they got the foundations dug, foundations poured, and they were gone by 2 o'clock or 2:30 or something. So fantastic, yeah, absolutely delighted. So that is ready, setting there now at the moment and ready to rock next week. Fingers crossed for the boys coming back to sheet down the main shed, stand the calf shed and sheet it down. That would be 90% of the steel work done on the new builds. So yeah, that's super exciting. We got the last of our bales delivered, bought a few extra just to fill a load. That's good, a fine stack of bales down there now. I think we're going to be okay for the winter. Possibly we'll be making some more of our own. Next week we'll see. We're waiting to get a bit of fencing done on just a piece of ground up there by the river. If we don't get it fenced, we'll make bales. If we do get it fenced, the heifers will be grazing. Oscar's been busy, pressure washing. He's a small bit left to do there this morning now, so to give him a hand, just to get some of the heavier dung and or the slurry and muck and stuff out of his way so he can finish off feed passage on the old milk and parlour shed. Yeah, we need to get some agitation done because we have slurry and fertiliser to go onto the silage ground, so we're pushing it on. Yeah, just status on farm. While I'm talking, I haven't been on here in a while. Cows are milking well, they're holding their own. We're still around 21 or 20 litres or so. Just up and down a little bit depending on the quality of grass that they're going on to. Milk solids are really holding their own. Butter fat is 5.04 and protein is 3.85. Text from the lab last night and the butter fat has just dropped down to 4.95 I think, or 4.96, and the protein went up to 3.92, so heading for 4, which is fantastic. Our cell count is 183,000, fluctuating a little bit up and down. We're milk recording next week or the week after, very soon anyway, so it'll be interesting to get a handle on where we're going with that. Yeah, so cows are they're content, good quality grass ahead of them, and meal is back down to 2.5 kilos, and hopefully we'll stay at that now for the next while, depending on grass growth. We got a decent response to our fertiliser. We have a nice looking wedge measured on Sunday. We have just enough grass tipping along there now. We don't have too much or don't have too little, so hopefully that continues for the next while. Yeah, go and get these cows milked now and we'll drive on with our jobs. Foundations for the calf shed were poured yesterday. This is just a foundation similar to what you'd have on a house. It's a ring foundation, I think is what they call it. Instead of just doing for individual pillars because it's a small shed, and then it goes across the back and then down the far side and out to the front of the shed. So progress. Our bulls had their water truck knocked down this morning, so they had no water during the night, so I'm currently here minding them while the water truck fills up. This boy somehow ended out into the next pen, so whether he squeezed under the bars or was forced under the bars or lay down beside it and had to get out on that side to get back up, I don't know. Anyway, order is gradually being restored. Gradually. Just heading up the main road to Paddy's to get the mower, so we get the blades changed on it. Get a bit of pre-mowing done for the cows. Hedge cutting going on up here now, so bit of a traffic jam. So I'm up here with Uncle Paddy's getting the mower. That himself, well, mainly Paddy, and then Fionn helped him at the end. Get the cover, the frame for the cover fixed back up, and she's cable tied on and she's ready to rock. So it's the first time attaching anything to the back of the New Holland. Yeah, patience is required. Just started learning as I go. Realised that the top link that came with the tractor needed a ball for it, which we didn't have. So myself and Oscar had to scoot into Quinn there and get one. Actually didn't know what option was needed, so I brought 3 options. So hopefully 3 options. Hopefully one of them is going to work. This little tool here for raising and lowering your lift arms really slowly and patiently is absolutely fantastic. Saves a lot of getting up and in and out of the tractor, and yeah, vital. Loving that. So going to try and get the top link onto it here now. We'll get the mower folded up and bring it down home and get new blades onto it, and then get Ellen pre-mowing for the cow season. So our mechanism that holds in the ball and the top link was a bit seized there, so a bit of WD-40, we got that sorted out. These are our 3 options that we brought. Don't really know why I brought that one, because it's heavier I suppose, but that was too small. This one here, a little bit bigger, but there was a good bit of play between this and the catch. And then our third option just seems to fit in really well, so we keep that one and we'll return the other 2. So top link on, had to get a new pin. I forgot that the openings on the top of the mower for the top link are really narrow, so we had to get a new pin for that. So I have that, and assuming I have that the right way around, we'll find out soon enough. We're going to fold up the cover on the mower now. We'll connect up our hydraulic pipe and we'll fold her up and see how we go. Mower on, transport position. Let's get it back to the yard. Okay, so I'm here in front of the machine room at the parlour. Have my mower down in a working position, block on one end and a unused calf feeder at the other end, keeping it up. The WD-40 in around the bolts holding on the blades. So I have a full new set of blades. I have nearly a full new set of bolts, but some of the bolts that are on it will be reusable. I'm going to change out all the blades, going to clean as we go, and then we'll replace the oil in the mowing bed. We'll grease everything up. If I stand this side here, in on the far side there, the cover that Paddy has put on, bit of steel there that's holding on the cover is just a little bit on the long side. I'm going to have to angle grind off maybe about 1.5 inches, because what's happening is when we fold up the mower, it's not able to come all the way up. That bit of angle iron is hitting off the cover for the belts on the back. It means that the mower is hanging out at an angle like this, so well out past the edge of the tractor. So you notice that when I pull out onto the main road, it's like, oh crap. So I have to keep myself well up in the ditch. So we'll go off that 1.5 inches and should be able to come up that a little bit more and be in a safer transport position. So time lapse now and see how we get on. So the new blades on, or as many of them as I can get on. New set there, new set there. That far nut there just completely ringing, could not get a bite on it with anything. So there's only one blade on this side here. New set there, new set there. The second last thing, again, sorry, the nut on the near side to us here, ringing. There's actually a blade on it though, it's not in overly bad shape, so that was okay. And at the far end then, the nut on the outside, same as the second one here, just ringing, could not get it off whatsoever. So there's only one cutting blade on that far side there. Far from ideal. I'd have to take the whole support off and try and get it out from the underside, and just don't have the time for that today. We had to do a few modifications to Paddy's arm that he welded across, because when we folded up the mower, it was hitting on the cover for the belts on the back. And it also meant that this safety catch here couldn't latch on to that lad when it was folded up fully. So that was a risk if you're travelling on the road. So have that sorted out. I topped up the oil in the main gearbox there, and then Fionn came up, gave a bit of a hand, and he googled about changing the oil in the mower bed. So we done that, full of fresh oil. And I have a split pin to go in here to replace this insulator. So I'm just going to try and get that done quickly now, get a bit of grease on and get up to the field.
3 days later than he said, but he has them all ready for me. Whoop, whoop. Joe's giving me instructions what to do. I'm gonna just have it on my video file in case I ever forget. Go on, go.
Yeah, so start the PTO. So
push down and up, yeah. There goes the PTO. Yeah, okay.
So accelerator then, push that forward, the orange handle forward until you're at 15,000 revs. There.
Okay, there.
And then foot on the clutch, handbrake off. Foot on the clutch and brake, your handbrake off.
Foot on the clutch. Handbrake off, yeah.
Forward. Slowly off the clutch.
Slowly off the clutch. Now, see the way the old tractor didn't do that, I didn't fire off. Why is that?
I don't know, you just have to get used to the clutch, that's all.
Okay. Lights, none of that ever happened. Right, to turn everything off now and I want to stop. Clutch, brake, out of gear.
Revs
and then
back down.
Revs back down. So just completely down?
Yeah, down and then hit the PTO.
And hit the PTO, slap down. That's it. Okay.
And if you need to stop the PTO in a panic, you just hit that yellow button.
Okay. Right, back up. It's quite simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
More than the dice,
Handbrake off.
Holy God.
Now, put on the brake a little bit and slowly off the clutch and the brake at the one time. You won't bounce, see? Just to get used to the height of the brake or the clutch, that's all.
Yeah, it's very different.
Very high compared to the...
Very high compared to the dice, isn't it?
Yeah. So you don't need to touch the accelerator because obviously you have your revs up, it's just going to do that itself. And then when you want to go a little bit faster, you can just hit the top orange button there to push up through the gears.
Rightio, Joe's gone to drop Fiona off to the neighbours to go milking for the neighbour, and I am going mowing. Wish me luck. Hopefully nothing insane is going to go wrong like it seemed to when Fiona was topping a few weeks ago. I was the last person to use this before Banjacks last year, and yes, it's taken us this long to get up and go. It's so exciting. Joe laughed at me when I said we could get a second tractor this year. It just takes a bit of planning. The other day, Myrna said, "Ma'am, what do the buttons do when you lift up the arm?" And myself and Fiona looked at her and said, "What do you mean lift up the arm?" And we came home and said to Joe, and he said, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "When I was in the tractor, you can lift up the arm," which I presume loads of our followers know. This is what she meant when we were in the sales yard. She was lifting up everything and checking it all out. I think this is what some of you were alluding to in your comments last week, and we didn't know what you were talking about. Thanks, Marta.
Just setting up the reels for the cows under a bit of pre-mown grass for this evening. Ellen done it there while I was milking. Savage job on it. Bit of a change for the cows. The reason we pre-mowed, there was some longer stemmier stuff in the middle of the paddock that the cows didn't graze out properly after the last grazing. And instead of coming in, it's still very edible grass. So instead of coming back in afterwards after and topping it, the mower's in action there, so we pre-mowed and the cows will eat what they want. Friday morning, cows coming in. As hoped, they've done a super job cleaning out the pre-mowed stuff. Obviously there's little bits left there, but it's a really good clean out. We'll give them another strip now in the paddock beside, and they can come back down over this for the rest of the day as well and nip off a little bit more. Lily getting a last bite before she goes.
And now it's Friday morning. I'm here setting up a reel. You can barely see it in there behind all the nettles and weeds and everything else up on the bank. The heifers are going here for a few days. It needs a serious topping, spraying, reseeding, bit of everything done to it, if I'm being honest. It's fairly filthy outfields, but yeah, they're moving on here just to graze it down for a day or two over the weekend. They're coming from the calf park back over that way. I was feeding calves this morning. Not much. Oh, I forgot to take loads of videos yesterday. Sorry about that. Sorry to ma'am. I did a bit of work yesterday on the farm and I didn't take any videos. Just completely skipped my mind. Forgot we had a YouTube channel. So sorry for you having to miss out on a day's worth of great content.
Yeah, I was just bringing down a bin, so I could help my granny out. Get rid of all of her junk and stuff. Walking by, I saw lambs. Most people would say, oh look, those are cute lambs. All I see is that they're gonna be nice to eat when I have them for dinner. Best cow and the best calf on the farm. And also Drake.
Friday morning, got an end of my brother-in-law's high-spec tanker just to move a couple of load out of the collecting yard. Making a bit of space to get ourselves organised for Slurry next week now with Chevin. Yeah, she's a beast. You know, Holland's well able to pull her around the yard anyway. I don't know if she'll be able to handle all the workings of that big trailing shoe, but she's doing the job for now. Moving time for Willie and the Heifers. I know. Let's go. Come on, guys. Shh. Come on. Shh. Walk on. And there we are, down onto the bank. Job's a good one. So I've been Myrna on duty today.
Getting the lambs up here with Luke. Come on. You're gonna get plenty more grass where you're going.
Well done.
Good job, Luke.
Oh, sorry, let her, Myrna, let her off there. Come on, Ali. Now, Luke, you go in. You stay that side there with Oscar. Just keep pushing them on.
Come on.
Well done.
Good job, Luke.
Any hands make quick work. Well done, Luke. Well done today.
Nice.
No, walk out.
The only reason why we could do this is because we had Luke here.
Aye.
Me and Dad with his third round junior A. Hopefully the wind keep on going. I milked the cows. Completely forgot to take a video. Apologies, nothing interesting happened anyway. Dinner on the go. Hopefully we win, and it looks like a stellar evening, so hopes are high.
So I've had an under 12 football blitz, so we couldn't go to Joe's match, but Fionn went. This is the team warming up. They drew 1-10 with Kilmacanoe from the other side of the county. A quick update on the Dicefire tractor. She's booked in next week to go to the dealership to get her big overhaul. They're coming to collect her on Monday and bring her over, and then when she's fully fixed we can be able to drive her home.